They all found their place on the team, and now we work together, and I just am a really lucky guy to be able to do that.
Welcome back to Christina's Garage, Gearhead in Training. I'm here with Chaz, the owner and president of Howe Racing Enterprises. I am really drawn to your story. This is a family business. Would you mind sharing a little bit of how you guys got started and kind of fast forward to where we are today?
Sure. My dad was a hobby driver at first, like a lot of guys, and then he was very good. He was a standout, and he ended up getting hired by Hoosier Tire as a tire test driver. He worked with Hoosier until they convinced him he should build the cars that he was making for himself and sell them. So he started the business. It was all oval track, and then it transitioned. I started working there when I was 10 after school. I raced a while, and then we mostly did oval track, and then eventually switched over to road racing. I attended racing school in Europe and got more familiar with that, and then brought some of what we learned back to the U.S. And I was fortunate to grow up learning and working with my father, and then I got to learn and work with my children. So one at a time, Charlie being the oldest, and he went to school for engineering. They each played to their strengths. He got a degree in manufacturing engineering, and my daughter got a degree in international business. So she speaks fluent Spanish, so when we deal in Mexico and Central America, then Patsy's our lead there. And then Faith, she's more of our media relations things. She does all the social media stuff on that. She's a people person. She communicates well. So they all found their place on the team, and now we work together, and I just am a really lucky guy to be able to do that.
I'm really drawn to legacy and family stories because I feel it is really important to not only carry on that family bond, but you create something super special. It's not just a company, it's something much more than that. This is Charlie. He's the Men of All Hats engineer. He is going to go over this car with us. Would you mind describing first like what it is and a little bit about it?
Sure. This is our new HR6 concept car. It's the first complete car we've built of this kind, so we're debuting it here. It's meant to be a more entry-level, budget-friendly car compared to some of the more expensive road race cars we sell. So. More of a stepping stone type car from something like a spec Miata, as opposed to jumping into something more expensive like a Porsche or something, which would be a really big jump from an entry-level class like Miata. So this is somewhere in the middle.
What type of person would want, like what application would someone be using this for?
Well, right now it doesn't have a home, so it would be, until we get it on its feet, it's a club track day event car. We plan to build a short production run of them over the next several months while we do some testing, get customer feedback on them, see things we need to change or improve, and then we hope to have them homologated somewhere into a series at the end of 2025.
Do you have future plans? Like obviously you're saying getting this into more production.
Yeah.
Do you have like overarching like goals with it?
Yeah, well, we hope to have it in a series somewhere by the end of the next year. I know we have some international interest to series that we already sell to that are interested in bringing this on as an entry-level class to TA2, which is our other more expensive car that we sell. So this would be somewhere for them to learn and spend a little less money doing it than something like TA2.
Would you mind describing what you guys do, like what products you make? Obviously you have this awesome car. In terms of like specific parts and things you guys offer.
Well, we make all the things that go on the cars that we build. And I say new product ideas come from going to the track where your customers are and listening to complaints. You don't want to listen to good news because there's nothing to be done there. But if you listen to the things that they don't like or the things that are hard to do, and you find a product that makes that job easier or solves a problem, then you have something you can sell. So that's our R&D, is to listen to customers and see where there's a need, and that's what we've been able to do.
So from the chassis to like all the bolt-on stuff, do you guys do that as well, or what?
Our number one product is ball joints, our low friction ball joints, and we came up with those in 2000 and got a patent on them, and that was because we had a problem with automotive ball joints. They're made for durability, and they're not made for performance. And when they are under high corner loads, they unseat and you lose alignment and camber, and they move very hard because they have friction material in them for long wear. But we made one that was very low friction and very strong, and that turned into a really good product for us. That's still our #1 seller since 2000. But we came up with that because we were racing. We were solving a problem on a race car. And all of our products, we make radiators, and we make suspension components, but everything we made is something that we would want if we were racing. And then we find out that other people want the same thing, and then we have something we can sell.
In terms of entrepreneurship and encouragement for other people, because you're a family business, you guys essentially started it and built it from the ground up, what advice would you give for someone else that maybe they don't have connections, or someone that they know that they want to maybe start building cars or get involved? What advice would you have for somebody that's interested?
I would say don't get into the same business I'm in. I don't want the competition. But the main thing is find something that you really enjoy and be sensible about what you can do to make it into a living. You can say, you can be anything you want if you set your mind to it, but you can't be Batman. So you have to be realistic in what's possible. So find something that you enjoy that's possible, that plays to your strengths. And then get to know the people that have similar interests to you and find out what they want. And often you're aligned already, and then find a way to produce it. It's not about coming up with some gadget that nobody thought of, that you get a patent and then you're not willing to stand behind that. You find things that you believe in, that you enjoy selling. If you're all about money, don't get into racing. You have to have some passion for the sport, but then you have to do it in a way that makes sense, that you can if you're going to make it into a living, that you can do that. So
Find something that lights your heart on fire?
Yeah, yes, but if that doesn't pay the bills, then you have to do that as a hobby. You have to recognize the difference between recreation and occupation.
Ask a lot of questions, I guess. I don't know. You start with asking questions and being curious, and whatever you need to know.
If someone is interested in buying your products or following what you guys are doing, where would you suggest they check you guys out?
We always have the website. We try to keep that. We don't do as many print catalogs anymore. Those days are really past, because we do a PDF online catalog that we can constantly update, and that's hard to do because every segment that we sell to is specialized and they're constantly changing. So we try to keep the website current. Our print material, any more print material is only current for a year maybe, and then changes happen in the business. But our website would be the best place to start. But now my daughters manage our social media, so there is a presence there. And I can't always find it, and they like to make fun of me, but they get it done, and I see what they do, and it looks good. And so you can follow either way.
And one of your daughters mentioned you guys are out at the races. If someone wants
Yes.
to meet up with you guys or see you in person, how would they know where you guys are going to be at?
Well, we support all of the Trans Am National Tour events, and we support some club events, and we attend a lot of races. And as long as I can remember, I've been at races from April to October every year. And now my kids, they maybe grew up with their mom when they were kids, and now I get to spend all the time with them as adults. But we're all at the track somewhere in the weekends in the summer. But you can count on we'll be at the national events. We're at some of the regional events. And if you wonder, just call. We're very accessible.
I love that.
Yeah.
If you guys are interested in checking out what they're doing, seeing them in person, go ahead. I'm going to put all the links in the bottom so you guys can check them out. Thank you guys so much for following. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. See you guys next week.